you agree with that?
Yeah, it actually makes sense now that you said it, yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you this question. Did you realize that the very best business ideas today are probably right under your nose? Actually, interestingly, if you even have an existing business right now, there's almost certainly untapped, unmined gold sitting in your business right now too. Let me tell you a fantastic story. Come with me a sec. So I want to tell you a really interesting story about somebody called Paul Preston. Now, Paul, he actually originally had a business, and his business was pretty good. It was going well, but ultimately it failed in the end because he was actually using an old model of doing business, so it didn't really survive recession. And what happened, as often can happen when you, in quotes, fail, is that you take yourself as a failure. And so he kind of lost belief in himself, and ultimately he took a lowly position, which was literally a position as a cleaner at £6 an hour, even cleaning toilets for £6 an hour. Now, here's what's interesting. During this period of time, just to keep his head above water, Paul actually rented out every single room in his house just to get some income in to live and to keep his house. And then one day it kind of dawned on him that actually this could actually be a strategy. If he could find other houses that he could do the similar thing with, then he might just get even more income. So he learned how to do it. He learned how to do what is commonly known as no money down property deals. Now, that's not what this video is about, because he did it 3 times. Like in the first year, 3 times, he did that strategy and made it work for him. So he got a good income. He stopped having to be a cleaner. But then he figured something else out, an idea that was right under his nose all the time. Here's what he figured out. He figured out that even though he wasn't an expert yet, even though he'd only done it 3 times, if he taught other people how to do what he'd done and educated them and taught them that, then he could make money doing that as well. And that would generate an income that then he could use to obviously buy other properties. Now, most people would say, well, look, he's not an expert, he shouldn't teach that. But here's the lesson in this. Look, you learn to walk before you were ready. You learn to talk before you're ready. Here's what really amazing people do. They realize that they must start before they're ready, because that's how you get ready. So let me ask you this. What knowledge, what know-how, what experience are you sitting on right now that could ultimately be taught to somebody else? Paul wasn't an expert yet. He got good distinctions. And sometimes you think, well, I'm not good enough, so who would listen to me? Who would learn from me? But you've got to realize that you know more than other people. So as long as you can train those people to get where you are, that's a journey many people are willing to go on. So let me ask you, what are you good at? What are you knowledgeable about? Because I believe this, you'll get paid more by teaching what you know than actually just doing what you know. Does that make sense? So that's what I taught Paul how to do. I taught him how to create something called a serve and sell presentation that he then started using to get people to be mentored by him in property by using this strategy that he figured out how to do. Here's the interesting thing. Even though in the beginning he was only doing, talks to like 5, 10, 20 people at a time, often in dingy hotel rooms, he made £1.2 million in his very first year. But Paul didn't stop there, because as a result of doing that, he got noticed by other business organizers, event organizers, who then wanted him to speak at their events. And they were bigger events. In fact, he started speaking internationally as well. He was actually invited to speak in Dubai, an event that I recommended him to. And he's now performing alongside people like Lisa Nichols, The Secret, and other great well-known speakers in the UK as well, who are also presenting in Dubai in giant audiences. So that really helped his exposure. And, today, Paul's gone on to make, I think it's just short of £10 million in revenue from someone that cleaned toilets for £6 an hour. So let me ask you, what ideas are you sitting on? Because you need a serve and sell presentation that puts education and teaching and offering value at the heart of your marketing. Because once you do that, you can demonstrate you know your stuff, and people want to then hire you, in essence, and buy your service so they can get the result that they want and transcend and transform from wherever they're stuck at right now. So how are you going to build this? How are you going to build your serve and sell presentation? Well, right now I'm in this fantastic studio because I've actually just finished delivering my Serve and Sell Summit. This is an incredible 3-day event where for 3 days I'm going to teach you and a whole host of other amazing people how to create your serve and sell presentation that's going to drive sales into your business by adding value to clients in advance. Now, over these 3 fantastic days, you'll be learning something called the Serve and Sell Speaker System. It's incredible. It's 6 core components to it. It is fantastic. And these 3 days, because what's going to happen is we're going to beam you in. It's a virtual event. I'm in this great studio. It's a virtual event studio. And on these giant screens, you're going to be there because I'm going to give you a login via Zoom. And you, along with around 300 other people, you've got to come into this event and you'll be beamed on the giant screens. We'll see you on the giant screens so that you are part, so you'll actually feel like you're here, like you're there. And that means that you can then, in essence, you can ask a question, we can put you in big picture, you can ask me a question, I can literally answer your question, and everyone will hear the answer to your question too. It's going to be fantastic. It's a really amazing experience. So for 3 days, I'm going to teach you what savvy, successful, and intelligent business owners are doing today to drive sales by putting service and putting value at the beginning of the journey of their clients. Don't sell to people, serve them in advance with a fantastic presentation that makes them want to buy into what you do and become one of your clients. And we're going to do that at this fantastic event called the Serve and Sell Summit. Now, if that sounds interesting, you want to find out more about that, you can click a button right below. It will take you to a page where you can read and watch what's included in this event because it's incredible and you are going to absolutely love it. So, if you'd like to join me, click the button below, go read about it, go learn about it, because it could be the very best thing you've done in the last decade to improve your business and your status in your industry so business starts coming to you rather than you have to keep going out hunting for it. I'm Andy Harrington, Sunday Times best-selling author of Passion into Profit, and I performed in giant arenas all around the world with my Serve and Sell presentation too. I'd love to help you do and create yours. So click the button below, go read about the event, and maybe you, like Paul Preston, can realize you're sitting on a gold mine that you can mine into that can really help your business take off. I'll see you at the Serve and Sell Summit. Click the button below, and I hope to see you there. Take care.